Okay, now we're back in Logic X. This is actually the DAW that I mixed this particular track in. So let's take a listen. Okay, so right now I'm zoomed in all the way, but Logic makes it very easy to quickly get an overview of the session. Select all the tracks, hit Z, and you're zoomed out. Now I have a secondary ruler up at the top, which you can enable in the View menu. I have that set to time, so I can keep track of how long the track is. Also, you'll notice that I've set up various markers for the different sections of the track. Once again, nice to have them color-coded so that if I do zoom in, it's easy to still tell where the sections start and end. Now, similar to Pro Tools, if I just brought these stems in, Logic makes it very easy to just grab the marquee tool and clean up the tracks. Now, I'll undo that since I've already cleaned all of these up. I've happened to name these, but if I hadn't, just double click here, change the name, and then you can hit Tab to move through the various tracks to quickly name all of them. Similarly, you can select some tracks, open up the color palette, and color them. Now, if you color the tracks, you might notice that they're only coloring the regions, but what you can do is go to Function, and then color tracks by region color. So Logic has a way to hide tracks. Hit H to reveal the hidden tracks, and then you can choose which tracks you want to hide. Hit H again, and they're hidden. What I prefer to do is just use folders, and you can collapse the folders to quickly give yourself a little more organization in the session. If you bring up the mixer, it also applies to the mixer. Now, sadly, if you want to organize your tracks in terms of the order, you have to do them from the Arrange page. You can actually move the track order in the mixer. But one nice thing you'll notice is that every track I select, you can see both the track fader in the inspector along with the group fader in the inspector, which is where that track's output is. So that makes it very easy to change things like the bus level or a send level or modify the actual send plugins right from the inspector without having to open up the mixer and try to find where those plugins are. To add an insert, Logic allows you to organize either automatically or manually all of your plugins into different sections. And you can even have nested sections. So I have dynamics, I have compressors in there, de-essers, limiters. So that's very handy to get the plugin that you want very quickly. To bypass the plugins, you just hover over them and press the power button. There's no way to bypass everything at once, but if you click and hold and then drag down, you can quickly bypass all of the plugins on that track. Unfortunately, no easy way to do it across tracks. For automation, you can open up the automation. And then just choose what you'd like to automate from the list. It does unfortunately give you the full list of all of the parameters to automate. But one nice thing is when you do automate something, you can easily turn it on and off. And Logic 10 has added the ability to trim the automation. You just click on the trim label and then drag up and down. Similar to Pro Tools, Logic's smart tools make it very easy to edit automation without changing any tools. You can see I can quickly add sections. If I pop back over to the mixer, in this particular song, I have set up various bus groups. So you can see that I have a strings group where all my strings are routed through. I have a vocal group. I also have a drum group. And they also serve as folder tracks as well. So it's handy to combine both. Logic 10.1 has added the ability to add VCAs. So I could select, say, the drums and create a new VCA channel strip for it. Then I would have another VCA. I have one for vocals here. Now, unfortunately, Logic doesn't have mixer undo, so if I did modify a fader like this, there would be no way to undo that. But compared to Pro Tools, one thing that's handy is if I wanted to modify the volume of 2 tracks at once, I just select them and I can drag up and down. I don't have to group the tracks or anything like that. All right, so those are some of the features for mixing in Logic.